Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic.
And I am Most Evil Lifeform.
And today we are once again reacting to RWBY. It is season 5, episode 3. So, finally, start of a new binge watch. I have been waiting for this, like...
For 2 weeks to be exact.
No! I have not waited for 2 weeks. I'm waiting for season 5 since ever, you know? And then it's like, I downloaded them, I got them ready to watch, and then I'm like... And now I have to wait until we finished our binge watch before, and it's like... Then
let's get to it.
Yeah, okay, so not much of discussion. We just watched the video, so this time it's without intro. And as I always said, it's incredibly cool. So nice, I like it. One of you sent me the text already, so we will discuss this in the future somewhere. When we ever find the time to react to the music. I guess it will be somewhere in the
next year.
Well, that is very likely. So, enough of me talking. Let's get to it.
Get started.
Cool. Let's take back. Adam Torres. Oh, he has glasses. Cool.
Are you ready?
Yes. It won't be easy for the people to hear, but the truth often isn't.
That's a speech.
I know they'll do the right
and
thing.
Adam just took over. Possibly they don't know that.
You got this.
Oh. Ooh, not sure. Much of a crowd? Thought there would be.
Coming to us live.
Ah, it's press. Okay.
Speaking to us in the state where former White Fang
Thank you all for assembling here. I wanted to take time to address some of the rumors that have been circulating around our island. I believe that it is important for the people of this territory to understand the truth. No matter how you feel about the human race, I think we can all agree that the event now known as the Fall of Beacon was a tragedy. A tragedy that will set both man and faunus kind back. While the main aggressor is still unknown, we do have official confirmation that Adam Torres, the leader of a powerful splinter group working inside the White Fang, was partially responsible for these attacks. His actions not only tarnish the reputation of an organization originally created to bring peace and equality to all, but to our entire race. With each day that this man remains unpunished, it becomes increasingly difficult to condemn those that look down upon us. Recently, a spy from this same splinter group set their sights on this very home. My own daughter, Blake, and her friend did their very best to apprehend this individual. While they were unsuccessful after being physically assaulted and seriously injured, they were successful in obtaining the assailant's scroll. With this, we have been able to ascertain that Adam Torres has plans to overthrow the current leader of the White Fang, Sienna Khan, and take over the reins himself. His radical plans do not stop there. The documents on this scroll proclaim his next target to be Haven Academy and its attached CCT tower. Their plan is to strike on the last full moon before the beginning of the fall semester, roughly 2 months from today. I have sent my swiftest messenger to the government of Mistral, but I believe we have a greater responsibility. My relationship with the White Fang has been an interesting one. Years ago, I led the organization to help try and create a world where I and every faunus who wished could walk alongside the human race. And while I believe we made great strides toward this goal, it was made clear to me that the people both in and out of the White Fang wanted faster results. So I stepped down and Sienna Khan was appointed as my successor. It's true that I do not fully condone many of her methods. What I do condone is what Sienna fights for. The idea that the Faunus and humans are, and should be, equal. Adam Taurus does not seem to have that goal in mind.
Not at all.
What he has done benefits no one but himself. I think it's time that the Faunus showed the world that we are equals. Time that we snuff out this splinter group and restore the White Fang to what it once was. To do this, I think the answer is clear. We must go to Haven and protect it at all costs.
Ooh. Oh. Oh no.
Oh,
Nope.
no.
Before we proceed any further, I'd like to invite my daughter to come and share her story. Not only as a former member of the White Fang,
That was
but
something
also
they didn't
as a
want to hear.
survivor of the fall of Beacon. You can do this.
Traitors!
Elia.
Cowards. After everything the humans have done to us, everything they've put us through, you're asking us to help them?
I know we haven't been treated fairly.
Where was their help when the dust companies treated our people like slaves? Where was their help when kingdoms hunted Faunus just for being who they are? Where was my help when my parents were killed in a dust mine? Where?
Young lady, progress takes patience and cooperation.
The Belladonnas are the worst kind of Faunus. They want us to work with the same people that are trying to hold us down. If you truly, truly want to help your people, now is the time to support Adam, not the Belladonnas. He will bring about the future that you deserve. And if you are unwilling to fight, know that the White Fang will do it for you!
Shut up!
Whoa. He's fast.
After her!
Did he age backwards?
Both
He's
sides.
possessed!
Or reincarnated.
Oh, isn't it weird?
It is very weird, yes.
Okay, okay. Let's all just take a second and remember that this is very overwhelming for everyone.
Ruby's looking like he's a little puppet,
Thanks.
you know?
Whatever liquid is in the cup, it defied gravity.
Sorry. It's just, I've never really met huntsmen and huntresses before.
Well, we've never met a person with two souls, so first times all around.
Not to break up the whole getting to know you game, but we need to have a talk. Mind showing us your little parlor trick, kid?
What?
Yeah, okay. Just so you know, I'll still be here.
Oh, he's switching to us? That's cool.
The eye quality.
Very good to see you again, students.
Wait, what just happened?
Professor Ozpin? Correct. And though I may be the one speaking, Oscar is still present mentally. He's merely handed over the controls, so to speak. Just don't make us do anything embarrassing. I'm afraid this all must be very perplexing.
And alarming, and bizarre, and just really kind of hard to believe overall.
It's good to see you children still have your sense of humor. I know you've all been through tremendous hardship already. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's not your fault.
It's all my fault. I told you once that I made more mistakes than any man, woman, and child on this planet.
Yeah.
And I wasn't exaggerating. I'm cursed. For thousands of years, I have walked the surface of Remnant, living, dying, and reincarnating in the body of a like-minded soul. The Professor Ozpin you all met was not my first form, and clearly wasn't my last. It's an extraordinarily strenuous process on everyone involved.
So what are you?
I am the combination of countless men who have spent their lives trying to protect the people of Remnant. With every rebirth, my soul is eventually merged with another. And I am changed, but my memories stay with me. This curse was bestowed upon me by the gods, because I failed to stop Salem in the past. But we must stop her now.
And how do we do that?
We start by ensuring the safety of the Relic of Knowledge.
Interesting. But not a semblance, it's a curse.
Well, well, well. Look who's awake.
What's going on? Where am I?
You know, I never thought I'd see a Schnee in this camp.
Vernal?
Ooh.
What do you want?
Straight to the point. I like it. We don't normally deal in trafficking people. Not really worth our time. But once we realized we had a Schnee, that changed.
You're going to ransom me back to my father. Is that it?
It's a shame you're a Schnee. You'd probably do quite well around here.
I would never sink to your level.
Ooh.
Just keep quiet and cooperate and you'll be back in your mansion before you know it.
Yeah, she doesn't want there anyway.
Yeah.
Don't make this complicated.
What's going to make this complicated is when my sister finds out that I didn't make it to Mistral. You know my sister, don't you? Winter Schnee, special operative of the Atlas military. She's in Mistral now, and when she hears I'm missing, it won't take her long to find me. And you. What's so funny?
Oh, I don't know if it's more funny or sad, but you're clearly out of the loop. Your sister isn't in Mistral anymore. No Atlas personnel are in Mistral anymore. General Ironwood closed the borders and recalled all of his little troops in tin cans. No one is coming to rescue you.
This is perfect! We were stuck at a dead end, but now we can just take little cute boy Osmond to Lionheart and have him set things straight.
Please don't call me that.
Yeah, we're not sure that's the best idea.
But I thought the headmasters all took their orders from you.
That was the intention. 4 lieutenants I can trust, especially during times of reincarnation. But Crow told me about your meeting with Leonardo. He isn't just behaving irrationally. He's disobeying specific instructions I had left him. Something's wrong. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but I don't want to rule out any possibilities either. No one outside of this room knows that I have paired with Oscar, and I think it may be best to keep it that way.
Play things close to the chest until we got a better hand.
Precisely. Now, we have 2 steps ahead of us. The first is enlisting the aid of more huntsmen.
But the Mistral Council
doesn't own every huntsman in the kingdom. And I've been here enough times to know where we can find some more.
So long as they're trustworthy.
You can trust them to put up a good fight. I'll throw together a list tonight.
But this is not matching his
After that,
semblance.
We can
That's
move
true.
on to step 2.
What's step 2?
It's unlucky for them.
Getting you 4 into fighting shape.
But we already know how to fight.
You can only fight so long as you have crescent rows, but you're still lacking in hand-to-hand combat.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah.
Mr. Ark, I'm glad to hear you've improved, but sorry to say you've yet to unlock your semblance.
Oh yeah.
All of you still have a ways to go before you're ready to pose any real threat against Salem and her forces. And though Oscar can give me temporary control, he'll need to strengthen his body and his aura. Wait, what? I'll inherit my muscle memory in time, but practice will expedite the process.
But if Crow's out looking for huntsmen, then who's going to teach us?
Poser.
Well, I believe I was the headmaster of Beacon Academy. We have approximately 1 month before classes
Nora.
resume at Haven. If Salem were to plan an attack, it would make sense that it occur prior to students' return. It's not much time, but it's better than nothing. Just don't expect me to go easy on you.
Poser. Seriously.
You've got to be kidding me.
That's gonna be fun. So she will try something. I mean, she could be able to. Yes. Okay. So nice. Okay, but I'm pretty sure they are waiting for her to do something like that. Definitely. So,
Yeah, I mean, they should expect it. And I mean, if Raven is actually the leader of the clan, Raven knows. Yeah. I'm just not sure if they know that she already is able to summon something. That because the latest status before she left was that she couldn't.
Yeah, well, true, but I don't think that would make such a difference.
Yeah, they will expect that something is going to happen.
We have never seen anything like that you cannot use your abilities. Maybe I just thought about what if this cage is like made of a material where her glyphs don't work, her summoning doesn't work. That might be an option, but that would be a new thing. So I guess they're just waiting for her to summon, and then maybe the Spring Maiden, we are still guessing she is, or Salem or anyone else will jump in.
Not Salem, but Raven.
Sorry. Yes. True.
Yeah,
Wouldn't it be surprising if Salem would pop up?
That would be indeed surprising. But we now know that Salem is old.
Yes.
Very
thousands
old.
of years Oz has lived.
And compared to Oz, who just reincarnated, she is still the same.
Possibly, yeah.
So she has some form which is some being which is definitively not human.
Yeah, well, the thing is, she's at least partial Grimm. Maybe she is a complete Grimm, just a very strange
Maybe she's
Grimm.
the first Grimm ever created.
Yeah, might be. And they
Mother
said
of all Grimm.
They said in the past that the Grimms don't die by normal means. They can live forever. They don't need to feed, so they just
can exist.
Exactly. So that's possibly the reason why she's there.
And he failed first to stop Salem.
Yeah.
So he had the job to stop Salem in the first place and failed. From what? with what did she succeed?
Maybe it is the thing that she infused herself with the. Maybe they were like opponents in the past. He was a kind of a wizard. She was a witch already, and was on the quest to get the Grim power into her, and he tried to.
And the thing is, then he knows the gods themselves gave him a
quest,
an order to do something, and so he knows the gods. So what kind of being was he? Was he a human, or is he indeed the wizard?
You mean like in Lord of the Rings, the Valar, the who were sent by the gods, wizards to watch over the world, might be going into this direction, but I mean, I was cursed by the gods doesn't have to mean that he knew the gods. And maybe we don't know.
Well, he had a task, right? He
in
failed.
his opinion. I mean, if it isn't his semblance to be reborn, the soul transfer effect, if it really is a curse, that will mean he still has a semblance. Or possibly the semblance of the person he inherits.
The thing is, we don't know enough about wizards, and if he is a wizard, what they actually can do if basically their semblance is that they are wizards.
So kind of magic usage.
Yeah.
Might be. That's an interesting thing I just thought about. Whose semblance is it he can use? Is it the semblance of Oz, magic, or revive?
And that's the difference, which I think that the semblance is different from individual to individual, depending on who he reincarnates in.
Well, their auras fuse, he said. They combine with each other. So I guess Oscar, if he would have never been inherited by Oz, would have his very own semblance in the future. So what's happening now is the stronger aura taking over, so the semblance is taking over, or can he use
for
both?
Me, the aura and the semblance are not the same.
Yeah, but they're connected to each other.
Yeah, but you can still fuse an aura, and I think that the original aura from Oscar would become stronger.
Okay, so yeah, he strengthened it and interweaves with it.
And that's what he also said. He trains. He will train him and train with himself. And the next thing where I was curious about is now they are currently 2 souls, but he said he fuses with the people he reincarnates. So over time it should become one.
Yeah, it will be more and more the...
Imagine, isn't that scary? Like if one day suddenly another person pops up in your head and said...
We've seen in the first episodes, I mean, Oscar reacted the way...
Yeah, but like you don't have a choice. Like you don't have a choice. This person or... individual stays with you, and one day you will become fused and become basically you become a new person, because that's what he also said. He changes a little bit depending on who he fuses with.
Yeah, but if you see people who live together very long, or there is this, at least in our language, this wording, the dog match, the owner matches the dog and the dog matches the owner, that once you have an animal living with you, mainly dogs or cats, I think more dogs, those tend to grow alike by behavior and everything. And if people live long together, they behave similar in different things.
This plays also especially with people that you start to reflect and copy behavior in order to get a more harmonized interaction.
Yes.
So yeah, sure, but still, usually you have a choice, especially if you are befriending or if you are partnering up with someone.
Not here, no.
But this is not a choice. This is like, yep, you have to deal with it.
He has to. What he said is that he is a combination of all the people before.
Yeah.
So they influence him as well. So it is like he is one person, one.
He was one. Once he was one person.
He still is one. I think what we said before, they fuse into each other and become a new person.
Yeah.
And every time he does this again, the next one fuses in. But in the end, the Oz we know changed possibly a lot already from the one in the past.
Thousands of personalities in there.
Not so many, I guess.
Why not?
I mean, he said he lived thousands of years.
Right.
So I guess it will be maybe some dozen or maybe maybe hundreds.
If you lived thousands of years,
it's, let's say, 5,000.
Yeah.
And each one 50 years?
Yeah, it's already 10,000, so thousands and thousands.
No, I'm talking about 5,000 years lived. 50 years each person. This is 100. 100 persons.
54 ages. Well, the thing is, thousands and thousands of years. Is we don't know how long.
And it doesn't matter. But there are a lot of different persons intermixed by now, but they don't have their own voice, because that would be crazy. Think about not only one person being there, but like hundreds of voices in your head saying, yeah, let's just do what he wants to. Believe me. Hey, little boy, believe me.
Well,
I thought the same.
It was a nice touch with the voices that they mixed it in that when he was starting to change and speak. And the next question I would have is, how does he choose who to reincarnate? Because it's clearly not the classical reincarnation we know. It's not like he was born with Oscar. You know, usually he die and the reincarnation
was already there.
Yeah, he was already there like 11, 12 years ago. How old is he? 15?
It's not clearly stated.
Yeah.
I would say about 14.
So, he somehow, or his soul, is he choosing actively of like, okay, I'm traveling around, hey, you.
This one is fitting.
Yeah, this one is fitting, or how is this working? Or
there
is
might
it like
be very different options. So,
sure.
So one thing which is strange is the similarity in names. This would go for a he chooses. Because it is, you know, if you're reborn, you would want to inherit someone who at least has a similar name, so you're not completely confused what you're called. So it's easy. He's called Oscool, I take him. So that's the one thing.
Oh, God.
Second thing, very likely he will go for male. As strange as it's the easiest first thing. If he had the choice, female or male, you would tend, unless you're like, I have nothing to do and I want to experience stuff, you would go for the gender you have, because it's very likely very confusing to change gender.
I don't think that after those years I think he said thousands of men and not thousands of people.
I'm not sure.
Didn't he say thousands of men?
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
But still, I don't think that it's excluded. But this would not be. I mean, even if he would say, "Hey, I would like to have someone who has the similar name as I do, and I would like to have a male person," there are still probably more than one.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. So then there's the question. It might be that the person he wants to inherit. I'm not sure if inherit is the correct word there. To take over. To fuse with.
Also wrong.
To
take
fuse
over.
With. I think it may be that it needs to have a specific kind of aura or semblance. So that is like something that is similar to his.
I think that Oscar is actually born with that what my idea would be, or what I would find pretty cool if that would be the case, that certain people are born with the like a wizard ability, like that you have something potential in yourself, which is usually not unlocked because no one knows it and no one knows how to unlock those wizards abilities, and that there are actually more than one option. Because what happens if, like, Oscar, let's say he would die right now for whatever reason, he would like transfer over to another person. So there need to be several options available at the same time. Well, that would be my go-to when I would say, okay, if I would have to say, pinpoint out how this would work, I would say there are several people with like the potential of wizardry.
Yeah. Like that, or less. Sure. Yeah, might be. And then there's the easy solution. If the gods did curse him, they are gods. So they would say, curse on you, you will be reborn until you beat her. And because I am God, it is working, which means whenever you are dying, there is someone ready to be your vessel. Because I'm God, so it works. Because that's God, you know? Done.
And also interesting, the gods.
Multiple
plural.
ones. Yes, both of them.
Both of them
True.
have cursed him. And
True.
both of them seem to have then an interest to stop Salem.
Yeah, well, so the Grimbear, as far as we know, but it's only from
one of the
Crow,
brothers,
so it's like you can't be 100% sure, because we never know how much does he really know, how much does he really say.
Yeah.
He's not lying, but he's maybe not saying everything, telling everything.
Maybe this is also just what he knows, but he
knows
it from
Oz.
So.
And there we are again. What does Oz tell us? And so it's a very one-sided view we still have. We want to believe it is the right view, that Oz and his mates are the good ones, but we do not know.
I mean, he already said he did more than any other, and he just probably mentioned one mistake. So there are more.
Yeah.
And I still think that he and Salem worked together at one point. Maybe they worked together at throwing over the gods. And at a certain point, he realized that this is wrong and tried to stop her and failed. And she got some sort of power from the Chaos One who wants to destroy everything and got over some power of him.
But that wouldn't explain why he was cursed by both gods.
Sure, because if he wasn't able to stop him, the one who is the bad
she took the power from the evil, from the darkness god.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't catch that. Okay,
and
might be.
That would be the reason why both of them curse him to stop her. What my question is, why don't they stop her themselves?
Maybe because they
want to watch cinema.
I mean,
Go on.
It is. God created Earth. Why? Because I'm bored. So we don't know. The other thing, so a curse does not automatically mean negative, in my opinion. A curse in the most meanings has, you did wrong, you're cursed. But right now it is not so negatively for him. He is still there.
I think it's pretty negative for him. He remembers all the things he have done, all the people he lost
think he
over
wants
the
to
time.
die permanently?
Well, the thing is, because you remember everything, you remember every mistake, you remember every person who died because of your mistakes, of your decisions. So I think that's because he really expressed it as something. I am cursed. Not I am gifted. I am cursed to be reborn again and again.
Let's jump to another thing because we are really stuck on that one.
Well, it's an important plot about the history.
But I already see how this episode is going to be 1.5 hours. 1 hour us talking. So what happened else? Okay, we had Weiss in the end. We had Blake. So that was I didn't expect that.
They make a speech, or what did you not expect?
Ilya.
I expected Ilya, to be honest, because she said, "You will not succeed."
Yeah, but I expected something more rash, possibly violent, or like proofs themselves that the father did something wrong in the past or anything like that. But just that she just stood there and said he wants to work with the humans, don't follow him. That was very open. This was very sincere, and I didn't expect a sincere counter. I expected something shady or aggressive, but that's not what happened.
No, this is also the thing is that the shady and the shadiness and aggressiveness was when Mr. Torres threw over Mrs. Khan.
Sure.
And for this, because this was what would happen if they would had this shady thing going on.
It would be a proof, no question.
Right,
yeah.
And this would work more for against the white Adam's interests.
That's why I thought something like that. They had proof or wrong proof, made up proofs that Blake did something wrong, Son did something wrong. The father and the mother of Blake, the Belladonnas, the whole family has, dead people in their cellar. So that they are like, you cannot trust them because we have proof. But instead they just let them finish their talk. He did the mistake, but it was a correct one, to say we will defend Haven.
I would not say it was a mistake.
I don't think so either. But
it was their plan from the very beginning. But
so they
the thing
asked for it, right?
And it was also very nicely planned that she waited for exact that point. Because then the crowd was taken aback. They were already showing that they were not sure about that plan and that they were not keen of doing that. And then she basically jumped in and reinforced this opinion.
Sure, but right now we have it in the middle. We have two sides, and both are clear. And I mean, even for the fairness, the sides should be very clearly put. One is we are equal, which means both sides are equal, which means they did wrong in the past, but we will show now that we are better. In the meaning of we will help them, we will defend them, and there are some things he pointed out, like Adam Torres taking over stuff and like that. And she said, no, we are not. We are better. Because that is what she's saying. We are better than humans.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. If you're fairness, you have two clear paths now.
Still say, even if you're thinking that you're equal with human and you support this idea, it doesn't mean that you go there to Haven and risk your life against other faunas, against your own kind. This is still the thing. So what I would assume is that some people side with Adam and the ideas, and that others who basically saying when Gira is asking for help or assistance, that they say, yeah, we understand, but we don't want to risk our lives against our own kind, and will risk for humans who tortured us.
I think this is the main problem. What they did here is action against not acting.
Yeah.
So Gira is saying, we want to be better, we want to be equal, so we will do something.
Yeah.
Which means you, who's sitting lazy on his ass here, living, stand up, come with me, fight. While Ilya said, we are better, fight with us, but if you don't want to, we will do for you. So it's like this, hey man, I agree with you, Gira, but I don't want to come along, do it yourself.
It's also again the feeling of, okay, I fight for humans. Is it like working again for humans who actually, who is saying that even after they are, after we help them, that they are accepting us?
Yeah, sure,
That's
no question.
also not.
Yeah. But right now it is, if you do nothing,
you're safe.
Yes, but you agree with Ilya. Even if you say, I don't agree with her, it's just that, yeah, but she said, if you do nothing, she will do. She is doing the action. The White Fang is now doing.
But the thing is, if you are right now do nothing, you're always winning. That's the point.
It's not, might be out of your view there, but it is a problem which we have in the past in many things. When stuff happened, when and there's a moment when you say, "Oh, something is going in a direction which is wrong." It is the people who stand up who change it. But if no one stands up or not enough, then the direction will not change again.
Yeah, but I think that there will also be this comes into place, and I think they will go in this direction simply because they showed that in the past they did similar things. That especially, I mean, there were so many wrongdoings even nowadays in the world, and people are just sitting at home and do nothing.
That's what I mean.
And that's exactly what I think will happen here as well, if they are staying true to that. I don't think that the faunas will put out together an army and go to...
It would be strange. It would be a nice thing to see for me as a, you know, the jolly little, I want to have everything to be nice.
Of the world.
That would be cool. But it is unrealistic.
I think...
Unless they can get the people to do it, like going around and really talking to them one by one.
Since I'm not sure how many seasons are going to follow, I would even assume that Gira and his people will sooner or later become an underground organization.
Force. Yeah.
So that Adam is taking over and is over time, not right away, but over time, and that Gira and his goals will become an underground
So you think the White Fang will take over Menagerie because not enough people are acting against it?
Right.
Might be an option. I mean, it would be dark, it would be devastating, but it would be fitting.
Evil.
Yeah. As sad as it is, I have to agree. It would be a cool thing as a theme. To show if you don't move yourself, no one will do it for you. That might be. So, that about that. There is a new face I've seen who was standing next to Fennec and Albar. The two of the White Fang. Those,
I try to remember who.
There was a guy with a scar in his face who then, when Ilya ran away, he said, "Follow her," stuff like that. I am not sure who he is.
I didn't. Yeah, well, I actually didn't really think that he had a bigger. I know which one you mean, but I didn't think... He was
very specific. He was not looking like generic. You know, he had armor. I mean, he had the scar.
My expectation was that he is from basically what the police or guard is, and that he is part of the White Fang, and he just like, okay, go after her, but in reality they let her go. And
that's one option I see, right? That he's trying to act as though he is on the good side, or maybe the other option is that he might be one who joins in with the Belladonnas. Might be as well. Although he looks on first view more like an evil guy on first, putting him in
we will see if he shows up again in the first place.
Yeah. Okay.
and now we have still the bandit.
And
we
Ruby.
Yeah.
And the whole team Ruby and
yeah.
Oz situation, the training. Oh, that was funny.
I like that Nora is still skeptic. She was the only one like...
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone was like completely surprised or
in shock or like,
yeah.
oh my god, we don't wanna.
And she was more like, nah.
I mean, it's understandable because imagine that back in school, the director of your school would come there and tell you, yeah, now I'm teaching you, and I'm like, oh god, no.
Oh, no. Yeah.
That was the vibe for me.
But he pointed out some points who we had in the past. So for Ruby, hand-to-hand combat without Crimson Rose.
This was announced already.
But it's nice that they go for it. And we had discussions about that, especially with the character shot of Ruby, where you could see that once she doesn't have her oversized gardening tool, she's completely lost. Against Mercury, she stood no chance. She needs training there, no question. And she has the speed, so she could have advantages if she would train properly. And John, unlock your
semblance.
Everyone is waiting for it. Everyone's like, oh, come on, what is it? Yeah. And what he said about training Oscar was he has muscle memory from the memories of Ozpin, but that doesn't mean that the muscles are working properly. So
it's a new body.
To be trained bodily,
He has a new body, so the muscle memory of the body neads to be trained. I mean, it's the same thing for every fighting. That you basically train your body to react automatically to certain situations, certain attacks, and so on.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But he was posing a lot. I mean,
this was clearly just for fun.
Yeah.
I wouldn't assume that that Oscar is that type of person. On the other hand, maybe Oscar is, and this is just the first sign of.
Might be. And they chose to not open up who he is to everyone else. So we thought about this being a good move already, because knowledge seems to be at the moment one of the major weapons in this war.
Especially that that Oz is aware that something is wrong with Lionheart.
Yeah.
Which is, in my opinion, a very good move because this makes things more interesting. Yeah. It would be very if they are like, yeah, everything is alright, even though Lionheart is clearly not acting normal. So this would be another friction point.
I look forward to, so that one I wasn't expecting. He said we need more huntsmen.
Yeah.
And
who is showing up?
Crow's going for huntsmen that do not work for Mistral. So this means free huntsmen who are not in the kingdom.
In the academy related.
How Crow is like, I think we can expect some strange fellas.
This will be like interesting characters coming in, yeah.
Just a group of drinkers. Like, hey, Crow, how you doing?
Actually, someone like Tyrion would be someone I would assume would, under different circumstances, he would be very fitting together with Crow. That would be a very fun combination. And what was the other thing? I had something in mind. I lost it.
But it might be that he's maybe even going for the tribe. I mean, although it's very unlikely he can get them to join. Yeah, but he knows people, so we will see. I'm looking forward to who we will get and what they are like. So that's one. And finally, we had the situation with Winter. Yeah. So,
yeah, and I don't think that Winter left Mistral. I don't think so. I think that's the official order was that Ironwood said no official personnel from the military is anymore outside of Atlas.
She's special agent. She is gone into shadows.
Yeah.
Quite simple. And it worked as it seems. I'm pretty sure she's around.
Yeah. Me too.
Because she's watching, and Ironwood is not stupid. He needs his eyes outside of Atlas.
Yeah, besides Crow. Though I think Crow is not trusting him. Ironwood. Crow is not trusting Ironwood.
Yeah, well, not so surprising. So Weiss is in a cage, and I guess we will see next episode if or if not she's able to get out.
A conflict between her and the Spring Maiden is, I think, unavoidable. This was for me already announced as soon as the Spring Maiden had her weapon.
Yeah.
It's like, because even if she would get out somehow, she needs her weapon.
And I think the Spring Maiden in the beginning was not mean to her. She was more like, hey, oh, well, that's normal. We don't do this, so nothing personal. You're just money. But that was neutral to even friendly. And Weiss smacked it at first because she said, like, yeah, well, however, go.
I mean, for her, it's especially stupid because she just ran away from home and now she's captured by another group and sold back. This is like, okay, this is the worst.
I mean, this is playing completely into her father's hand. There is the option that he would deny it, but I'm pretty sure he would go for it because he then has even more proof to her, you know?
And the next thing is, how would they get out the money? And I mean, those are bandits. It's not like they have an official bank account somewhere.
Crystals.
Yeah, crystals.
Dust.
But how do you transfer it if there is a ban on crystals?
Nice one. Didn't think about that one. I mean, I guess that the Schneider's company has a lot of stores outside of Atlas as well.
But it was all collected back, as far as I understood. The complete dust. Maybe something which is still outside, and I'm pretty sure that Jacques, what's his name?
Jacques
has also his little secrets, I would say. The question is, would he actually do it? I would actually say that he would actually benefit. Like, yeah, she ran away and was killed by bandits. Oh no!
I don't know if he is so dark. If he would do that. I mean, she is his daughter after all. There are not much feelings towards each other. But I don't think he would leave her to die.
I would think he would like, yeah, you brought yourself in the situation, now get yourself out yourself.
Might be. But I think he can benefit. I think if he had the choice to let her die or not, he would save her still. And just because he can sell it. No, it is... he would have a strong point on her.
But he would sell first. Why did she run away in the first place?
What I mean is that if he buys her back, he can show to her that she's not able to live on her own. He has a final proof, and he's like, you owe me one.
Yeah,
you know,
could be, but I also think, okay, he would get rid of a problem very easily.
I see your point, but there we have a different opinion about how evil he is. In my opinion,
even think that
that
this is evil in his opinion. He's just like, yeah, you did not follow my orders. You brought yourself in this situation. Now deal with it. I'm not you. Yeah, there is. I just don't think that there is a use for him except for personal satisfaction. That
sure, that's true. And the question is how they point it to him, how they show it to him.
And he is more the kind of person for me who is really doing everything for success, and not for just the part of. Whitley, on the other hand, would be someone who could have a satisfaction out of that. Yeah, you are nothing without me. But Jacques is more like a control person.
Yeah.
We will see.
We've seen Whitley was enjoying it more. Everything. I mean, even in the moment when Jacques hit Weiss, that was not about satisfaction for him. That was a gesture. You know, it was about who has the power and about. He was very cold doing it. There was no joy in it. There is not joy in anything I've seen Jacques do yet. You know? Possibly we will see in the future when he's counting money. Maybe then. So he's like Dagobert Duck. You know, he's like, all my lien.
Like Scrooge.
Yeah, Scrooge, true. That might be. But except from that, I have not seen any signs of real joy he has shown. He what he has is this when he was at this party that he made.
Yeah, when he was
I missed something. Am I the good guy again? This is his kind of joy, being looked upon like he is important. That is what he enjoys. While Whitley was clearly enjoying torturing Weiss.
Nah, I'm still not like it's still at least it's not jealousy, but yeah, it's more in the causing demise.
Okay, so I think that's it, alright? So next episode, I guess we will see what's going on with Weiss.
Yes,
definitely, because it was a cliffhanger.
And with the White Fang.
And I'm not sure. I think we will see Yang. Definitely, because we haven't seen this time. And she's heading in there. So question is, Weiss and Yang possibly will meet up next time. And I'm really looking forward for Yang coming in and like, did you seriously trap my friend? I mean, it's not Blake. Yang and Blake would be way more. Because we know they care for each other way more. Yang was willing to sacrifice a lot.
But the thing is, Yang has still like, and Blake have still unresolved talked to, so it's probably better that Yang and Weiss meet up first.
Yeah, so there's a team forming, and
I expect also another shot of the evils in the next, of the villains in the next
possibly one. Leo and Watts maybe a little bit.
Yeah, I think also against Salem. I think they will now and then will see a lot more from Salem than in the previous seasons.
The background more.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it. Possibly a very short reaction once again, as always. I hope you liked. As always, if you want to see the next reaction, so Season 5, Episode 4, you can already go over to my Patreon. It should be up there. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe. I always like to read your thoughts.
I will read them again as soon as my computer works again.
Well, so much for the good things in life. This is it for this time. My name is Relax and Penny.
And I am Most Evil Lifeform.
Goodbye and out.
Bye.